Okay, so another reminder, Stampin' Anonymous tutorials, the whole entire month of March is free with any purchase on my Stampin' Up! Store. We have 2 more days left of celebration, and I am using Sew Happy Together. Okay, so let me give you the measurements of the first project, and I'm just going to go ahead and show it to you because we're going to do things differently today than what I normally do. Here's the card we're making. Isn't it cute? So let's get to the card. So this is Balmy Blue, and it measures 8.5 by 5.5. I don't normally do a lot of cards live, so I'm a little bit scattered. Yeah. I have been doing my coffee in a card. Those have been going great. Okay, so this is going to get scored at 4 1/4. Okay, so I'm just going to fold this over to form the card base. And then we're going to attach, let me give you the measurements. Let me give you all the measurements. Let's see. I have it on my little cheat sheet behind me. So again, the Balmy Blue was 8.5 by 5.5. I scored it at 4 1/4. And then the Designer Series paper measures 2 by 5.5. The Whisper White measures 2 1/4 by 5.5. And then I've got scraps of Whisper White and Balmy Blue to use with the framelits. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add the Designer Series paper. And I'm going to use my liquid glue. Except this time we're going to use the small pattern of the Gingham Gala Designer Series paper. I'm sorry if... and hopefully I haven't called Elvis Skittles. Hopefully he's not bothering y'all. I know sometimes I can hear things and y'all can't, so... although I can really hear him. We were gonna go look at birds at a bird show this morning, but she's had exams and she's tired and stressed out, and I was really like praying. I'm like telling everybody, pray for me that I don't go and buy a bird because I don't need a bird in my life right now. I was really afraid I was going to go to the bird show and come home with a bird, and I don't need another pet right now. So I'm kind of glad that we didn't go. But there's some really cute ones there. We were looking on their Facebook page this morning. Okay, so there's the first part. And then now our images. Elvis says he agrees. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp him right there. And then I'm going to cut this out before I stamp the greeting. Because if I stamp the greeting, well, I could, you know what? Never mind. Rewind. I can go ahead and do it now. I just know that sometimes I have to cut it out so that I can get it placed exactly where I need it. But there we go. Okay. I'm going to start with the dark. And I need to get some more light. This girl cannot see. It has been raining for 2 days. I'm so sick of nasty weather. So I'm just going to outline him a little bit with the dark. I still need more light. Let's see. I'm going to color slow. I don't want to mess up. Yeah, and for those that have to leave early, the recording will be available afterwards. I'm not refilming these projects, though, to post anywhere else. Yeah, this is just going right on my blog as is. I think I'm going to have to do that a little bit more often. It's taken a lot of time to refilm and edit stuff. I'd like to bring Elvis down here. He'd do a little bit better if he could be with me, but I don't have a cage down here for him. So for those of you that saw my post earlier this morning, of course you had to see it, I guess, to be here, right? I did say that after we make our projects, I'm going to stick around and answer any questions that people have that might be interested in joining my team and becoming a demonstrator. And I'm going to actually move my iPad closer so that I can look over and see these questions. So Debbie says, am I in the basements? And yeah, it does look really fuzzy, doesn't it? Is the quality really bad? It is providing some light, absolutely. But I'm at my creation station today, not my video station. So my video station is directly in front of the window. But I don't have all of my product over there. Like, that's just where I go to film my video. So I put everything in that tub you saw a couple minutes ago, and then I take everything over there. Well, not everything. Like, it's a desk. It has the basics. But, yeah, that's where the best light is. But I knew that I was going to be, like, this desk is much bigger. I have my computer here, my iPad. Like, this is a much bigger desk. I need a lot of space to create. Okay. I think I'm done with him, right? I didn't mess up. So instead of using a lot of the dark, what I did, and now my iPad's actually providing this really huge shadow, so maybe I better put it back over here. So let's see. What was I going to say? Oh, so now that I've moved that shadow, y'all can see better. Instead of using my dark a lot, I just outlined it, and then I colored with the light, and then I came in on the places where I wanted it to look darker, and I colored it again with the light. So that made it a little bit lighter than the dark. Hopefully that makes sense for y'all. Okay, so now we're going to get the big shot, and we're going to cut out the Balmy Blue and our frog. And I didn't need the blending tool because I'm okay with the way I color it. Sometimes if it gets too dark, I'll use the blender to remove some, but I did a pretty good job. Okay, yeah, I can see that my video quality is really wonky. I'm gonna blame it on the rain. We don't have the best of internet or connection or whatever when it's been raining for 2 days. Okay, so there's the Balmy Blue. Kathleen, I love saying creation station too. There's just something about it. I have a video station, a photography station, a shipping station, and a creation station. I'm all about, I think that kind of shows that I'm a little OCD, right? I'm pretty sure it does, but that's okay. Who isn't that's into paper crafting? Elvis is just the sweetest, sweetest, sweetest thing. I will probably one day have a cockatiel because they're easy to train. You can teach them to talk. I have a couple friends. They may even be watching this video. I've had some friends buy some cockatiels. As long as you get a boy, they're easy to train to talk. Girls, not so much. They're a little stubborn. Just saying. We know we are, right? And we're not even birds. I'm trying to get this straight. I better stop talking. It's still not straight, but that's okay. It will be fine. Okay, now I'm going to put these up before I lose them. Once you lose a framelit, you never recover. You're always afraid you're going to lose one after you lose one. Okay, so I'm going to take 3 strands of the flax ribbon. If you have not bought the flax ribbon, I'm going to challenge you to do so. I absolutely love it. I really do, because it makes bow tying so easy because of the strength. Of course, I did just use 3 strands, so anything that you use 3 strands of is probably going to be easier, but I'm just saying, I love it. Love it, love it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and attach this with dimensionals. Let's see, I got my adhesive basket here, but it looks like, okay, there's the regular ones. Mary, I'm still going to be here for a while, so I'm finishing up the card now, but we're going to be making a little box too, a little mini box. I see you caught that, Jennifer. We are, aren't we? I will always admit that my husband is the nicer of us. He's also the smartest. But I get more stuff done. I move faster. He'd crack up if he could hear me say that. Okay, let's see. I'm going to take a glue dot. I'm just going to add it right there. And then add my bow. And then we're going to take... And if you guys didn't catch this, if you didn't watch my live video the other day, I have my sequins organized in the half-size wood mount case. And what I did was I took a piece of Whisper White. You could use copy paper or any paper. You could use retired paper that you're never going to use again. I like using white because it's my favorite color. But it's 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. And I just used a couple glue dots and I attached each one in here so that they didn't get all, you know, jumbled up together. So today we're actually going to use this color, which I have not used very often. And we're going to use the circles, not the flowers. Well, who knows where that one went? Where'd it go? I didn't see it. Look how cute. Oh my gosh, I just love it so much. I love teeny tiny things. So if you're wondering, will it actually hold anything? It will. So let me show you what it will hold. A Hershey Kiss, a Rolo, or my whole family, we absolutely love sour candy. So these little trolley sour gummy crunchers, is that what it's called? Sour gummy crunchers. It fits in there. So when we make it, I'll show you how all these fit. They fit. No lie. Okay. Isn't it cute? Lemon lime. I have 2 pieces just in case I mess up because I kind of figured I might get a little off topic and I might mess up. So that measures 4 3/8 by 3 1/4. And then I've got 4 pieces of the Gingham Gala Designer Series paper that's back in stock. That measures 7/8 by 1 1/8. Some Whisper White. And then silver foil. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to turn it on the portrait side, which is the 3 1/4 side. And I'm going to score it at 1, 2 1/4. And 2 7/8. I didn't want to mess up. He's very needy right now, though. Ever since Brooke started school, he's like really high maintenance. He wants a lot of attention. I think I'm actually going to keep him. I think she's going to go back to school without him. It'll break her heart, but she's only got a couple more months this semester. He knows that she's her mama, and I'll take good care of him. Okay, so now, here's what it looks like. Keep in mind this little skinny side over here, okay? Because that's kind of important. I'm going to get the Simply Scored scoring tool out again. And you're going to score. Okay, so see this first score line right here? You're only going to score to that line on this piece and this piece, making sure that the skinny side over here is to your left, okay? So I'm going to score this at 7/8, and I'm going to use the skinny side because technically you want that to be in the middle. And 7/8 and 1 inch, neither one of them are like in the middle. Ideally, it would be like 15/16, but it's going to be fine because I've made several of these. So 7/8 and then 2 7/8. If you look really closely, yeah, they're not exactly in the middle, but it's paper. It will not be the end of the world. Now we're going to take our silicone, no, not silicone, our Stampin' Mat and a ruler. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to score from the center here to this corner and from the center here to this corner. And we're going to do the same thing on right here, okay? And I might have to put my head in the camera to see. I'm going to try to angle this so that I don't, but it might happen. And if it's not perfect, it's going to be fine. Just make sure you use the smaller end of your stylus because the larger end don't work real well on this teeny tiny box. I guess we could call it a Hershey Kiss box, except it holds more than a Hershey. It holds other candy, so we're not going to call it that. Let's see. This might be a better angle for me. I hear you, Elvis. One more. Okay. I'll show that to y'all. See how it looks? Now, you can fold. You want to fold on those lines before you assemble your box, okay? Just lightly. So that's how it looks. Now we need to do some cutting. So I'm going to cut up to the score line down here at the bottom. This is the bottom of our box. So that was the top of our box that we were working on. This little section right here is going to get removed. And then I'm going to angle cut that. And then I'm just going to slightly angle cut this little teeny tiny corner up there. Okay? So if you're, this is how our box is going to assemble, like, let's see. Okay. I want to show you before I put adhesive so that I can explain why I'm doing the adhesive or why I'm trimming. So this right here, this is the back of our box because that's where the seam is, okay? So that makes this the front of our box since that's the back. So this right here is the front of the bottom, the front bottom. So I'm not going to trim that. That's where my adhesive is going, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and put my tear and tape on that so that I don't trim it. And am I putting it on the right side? Yeah, I am. Okay. You know, if he was down here, though, he would be, unless he was on my shoulder, he would be squawking. And since I'm working with paper, he would actually, well, I'm not going to take that apart just yet. Because now that I've determined that's the front bottom, I'm going to trim the rest of these so that this box will assemble just a little bit easier. And you don't have to trim very much. He likes to pick up paper now and toss it. Like I gave him 3 pieces of paper last night and he picks them up with his little beak and throws it. It's so funny. So yeah, he would want to be picking up all these pieces of paper and flinging them. He's quite happy with himself. Birds are so funny. I know for those of you that don't like birds, I'm so sorry. You would love Elvis though if you gave him the opportunity. Okay, so I'm just going to fold this over just like that. Okay, so the sides are going to fold in, the back and down. And there is our little teeny tiny milk carton box. So I'm going to go ahead and peel the backing off of this tear and tape. I suspect if he stays here for 2 months, I might have to go get him a little cage for down here. It's too cold right now, though. He would not be happy. It's freezing down here. Hence the reason why I have a sweatshirt on again today. Okay, so now let me show you the candy. Rolo fits perfectly. Hershey Kiss fits perfectly. And the little, I really don't know how to say, I think they're called trolleys. Maybe they're called something else. I don't know. All I know is we love them. Okay, so y'all see, it will hold candy. This would be the perfect size to give someone that's not supposed to eat very much candy. But I'm actually just going to use a stapler today. So if you don't have, everybody has a stapler. Any stapler will use, but of course I'm going to use the retired Stampin' Up! One. I wish we still had it. It's the perfect size and it works so good. I probably had 100 staplers in my life. For some reason, they all kind of don't survive. I'm not sure what that means. Okay, so now we're going to add the Designer Series paper. So I'm going to get my silicone sheet and turn this over and put my liquid glue on all of them. He's not going to stop. I even turned on the TV up there for him. Yes, small Easter eggs would fit in there. In fact, I went to Walgreens yesterday and bought some other candy so that I could make a few more Easter projects. That's not the only reason I went to Walgreens, though. I actually went there to get medicine. But I never go to Walgreens and not buy candy because they have a really awesome selection. In fact, those little chicks I used the other day in my video, they were there. I almost bought the lambs, but then I'm like, I can't, y'all don't want to see me remake the same project with just a different animal. And now this, the dragonfly is on a 1-inch circle. So if you didn't want to use the dragonfly, like if you don't have it, well then you can use You're the Best and put a little sequin right there. Like you don't have to use the dragonfly if you don't want to. I love them, but okay, we're going to do the same thing for our ribbon. So 3 strands look the best. I'll be able to get another bow out of the other end of this, though. I hear ya. But it all went out the window. Okay, so I'm just going to use a glue dot, and I'm placing it right on the staple. And then now we're going to stamp the dragonfly with Memento ink. Evinrude. I wonder if kids still watch, I don't need the dark one this time. I wonder if kids still watch Rescuers Down Under. Like, does the younger generation know about Bernard and Bianca and all them? I know when I have grandchildren, they're going to know who the Rescuers are. Let's see. Okay, so I'm using light Pool Party, light Granny Apple Green, and light Smoky Slate. So I'm going to start with the Pool Party. And then I'm going to take the light Granny Apple Green. Would the little bunny fit on that box? I will get it in just a minute and we'll check. So as soon as I finish this, remind me. And then now the light Smoky Slate. You know, dragonflies have a lot of color. This guy is a dragonfly, right? I'm like, I was calling the, what's the other, the same stamp set? I thought those little things were bumblebees, but somebody said that they're a fly. I'm like, well, in my brain, they're a bumblebee, but they probably are a fly. I probably just got it wrong. So I'm cutting him out with the 1-inch circle punch. The dragonflies, So Happy Together, the celebration set. So it's the same set as the frog. Yeah. These are the projects I was supposed to show you back in January or February, but I pulled them because the Gingham Gala paper was on back order. It's back in stock now, so woohoo! Except celebration ends tomorrow night. Okay, so see, fits just like that. So I didn't cut him out with the coordinating framelits the way it shows here, because we don't have the framelits anymore. It sold out in 6 days. So if you wanted to pop him up, if you got the framelits, it's super cute that way. But since they're sold out, I'm just going to pop the circle up with a dimensional. Yeah. In fact, the butterfly punch is back in stock, and the birthday cake. So I posted it on Facebook, and yeah, if you guys have your heart set on that, definitely get it before it's gone. So I'm just going to use a glue dot and add it right to the front. So it's cute. It's still cute. It's cuter with the popped up dragonfly, but yeah, if you didn't get the framelits, you can't do that. Well, you could fussy cut it. Oh, you think it's a mosquito and not a dragonfly? You're probably right. It is probably a mosquito. In my brain, it's a dragonfly. Is it seriously a mosquito, though? For a person that loves animals, I can't keep them straight. Is it really a mosquito? Okay. Okay. Thank you, guys. So does anybody have any questions about the projects I made? Does anyone have any questions about being a demonstrator? Or do you have any questions about the fact that celebration ends tomorrow at midnight? Okay, well, y'all have a great weekend. Thank you.